Good morning and welcome to the graduates, honorees, leaders, and staff. I want to especially welcome all of those watching this important event remotely. It includes our dedicated and outstanding local teaching faculty, for whom we are deeply indebted in the training of these graduates. To the parents and families, while COVID-19 and the attendant restrictions have prevented you from physically being in this room, your presence is warmly felt. The achievement of these graduates has been made possible by your support, your love, your encouragement. Many of these graduates would not be here today without you. We arrived here at this day together. As families, friends, you lifted these graduates up, even when the way forward was hard to see. You welcomed them home when they were weary from med school. You renewed their spirit. You encouraged them to drive on to the goal. This goal, graduation. Parents and families, you have been and always will be part of the MCW-Green Bay family. And we're glad you're joining us, even though it's in remote locations. Graduation is the culmination of a journey that began at the white coat ceremony, as each of you set your feet on the path to becoming a doctor. Today is the day after which you will be known as a doctor for the rest of your life. It is the culmination of your hard work, your commitment, a dedication to your medical studies, but more importantly, it marks the very beginning of your lifelong work as healers who will elevate the health and healthcare of communities in the world around you. I'm extremely proud of each of you and the way in which you've overcome the uncertainties and challenges of the last year. You've displayed courage, endurance, and wisdom. You've handled difficult situations with grace and poise. We could not have done this year without you and with the accommodation and adaptations we've had to make. Virtual interviews, match day, all atypical, but we partnered together to get through the year. Thank you for your understanding and your candor as we've navigated the year. I would now like to introduce Dr. John R. Raymond, Sr., President and CEO of the Medical College of Wisconsin, to offer his congratulations to the graduates. Please be seated.
Thank you, Dean Hunsaker, and good morning, everyone. We're so delighted that you're joining us either virtually or in person. Today's ceremony obviously is unlike any other in the 128-year history of the Medical College of Wisconsin, as we've had to continue to adjust the way that we celebrate momentous occasions such as graduation. Today we celebrate in person with many of our graduates, virtually with many other individuals, including their families, friends, and our celebration today reflects the continued threat of COVID-19, which has forced us to live, learn, and work differently. To our graduating students, I thank you for your flexibility, maturity, and resilience. We're proud of your response to this unprecedented challenge and to the disruption of your studies over the last 14 months. Thank you for your leadership, empathy, and your trust in science. Thank you for being champions of rationality and for being extremely caring and supportive of your colleagues and your patients throughout your educations, especially during the pandemic. And thanks also to those who supported our graduates during this time of social distancing by connecting to them with love, grace, and equanimity. To the parents, spouses, significant others, children, friends, and loved ones joining us today, we're deeply grateful for your support and your sacrifices. To our graduates, the pandemic has prepared you well to meet the challenges of healthcare. Today is the day that you achieve a critical milestone that will take you on the next step in your lives and your careers of service. Now you join the ranks of healers as our colleagues and our inspiration. I now would like to introduce, virtually, Dr. Joseph Kirschner, the Julia A. Eline, M.A., Dean of the School of Medicine, and the Medical College of Wisconsin's Provost and Executive Vice President, following which Mr. Jay Williams, Chair of the Board of Trustees, will also give greetings. And then Dr. Matthew Goldblatt, President of the MCW Marquette Medical Alumni Association.
President Raymond, Dean Hunziker, members of the board, faculty leaders, family members, loved ones, and most importantly, our graduates. Today's commencement ceremony is being held at an unprecedented time in our lives. The coronavirus pandemic has changed every facet of our society and our world, and has required us here at MCW to adjust our approach to everything we do, including our education and graduation of one of this nation's most important and precious assets, tomorrow's physicians. To our graduating students, I greatly appreciate your support, flexibility, and resilience as we were forced to alter your educational and research experiences in the name of health and safety. No one could have predicted this turn of events over the past 14 months. I'm deeply grateful for the manner in which you have approached this unprecedented disruption in your graduation year. As an alumnus of the Medical College of Wisconsin and someone who has spent my entire faculty career here at MCW, I have never been prouder of the people of MCW, and most particularly our learners. We are so very proud of your response to the difficulties in your learning brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Facing enormous challenges, you have responded with courage, resolve, exemplary professionalism, and volunteerism, qualities that exemplify the very best in those who seek to be healers and to discover new knowledge to change lives. I also wish to recognize those who have stood by your sides as you have navigated not only these difficult times, but also the many other times in which you have needed support and encouragement as you have reached this enormous achievement. Those family members and loved ones who are virtually watching as you receive your degrees have been an invaluable part of this journey, and I know you will thank them in a special way as you celebrate. Your journey and upward path at MCW has prepared you well to meet the challenges of your careers, and as I have video chatted with many of you over the last several months, I know that this global pandemic has enabled your preparation and maturation for the future in ways not possible under normal circumstances. In closing, we are extremely proud of your many achievements. You are our very best. MCW and its faculty are pleased to have had a part in your preparation and wish you all the best in this next phase of your journeys. We are grateful for you and for what you will do in the future. We know you will bring much pride to your alma mater. As graduates, you will always be part of the MCW family, so please stay in touch and let us know frequently about all you are doing.
Thank you, Dr. Raymond. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, permit me to extend our sincere congratulations to each and every graduate. We take great pleasure and great pride in your singular accomplishment. As you commence on your new beginnings, we salute you and wish you well. We are confident you are all well prepared to meaningfully engage in the service of others, and so we wish you every success in this next phase of your life's journey. Congratulations and our very best wishes to you.
Hello and congratulations to the class of 2021. It's so nice to be with you on this very special day. I'm Matt Goblatt, president of the MCW and Marquette Medical Alumni Association. I graduated from MCW in 1997, completed my residency in 2004, and I've been on faculty here since 2009. On behalf of the MCW and Marquette Medical Alumni Association, I welcome you to our proud and accomplished community. You have received your education and training at an institution that not only teaches you the latest methods, treatments, and standards of care, but develops them. Reflections of the past year highlight the importance of physicians, scientists, pharmacists, and healthcare leaders, illustrating the enormity of our pledge to dedicate ourselves to the service of humanity. The Alumni Association is an important resource that builds a lifetime connection to the Medical College of Wisconsin and each other. Please be sure to stay connected and maintain a strong relationship with each other and with MCW. Students will always need to connect with alumni like you. I wish you all the best in what I'm sure will be exciting and fulfilling careers as both healthcare providers and leaders. Thank you.
I'm extremely pleased to introduce to you today Mr. Larry Wires. I was fortunate to meet Larry and his wife Lois soon after I arrived in Green Bay to begin building the MCW campus here. MCW has been fortunate to benefit from his insight, his wisdom, particularly as it pertains to the community here in Green Bay. Early on, Larry agreed to be a member of our community advisory board, and I've appreciated his good counsel and his wisdom as both a mentor and friend. He has a distinguished history in his career in business, community service, including his senior leadership roles at Wisconsin Public Service as chairman, president, and later as CEO, leading over several decades and keeping the lights on in this region growing. He retired in 2010 as chairman of Integris Energy Group. He holds degrees in mathematics, nuclear engineering, and business after attending Doane College, Columbia, and finally Harvard University. He and Lois have been great supporters of MCW-Green Bay from the very beginning, both in their time and their philanthropy. Beginning in July 2010, he served as vice president and lead director of the Green Bay Packers, Inc. Having served on that board since 2003, he is currently an emeritus member. He was the key voice and thought leader in building the MCW-Green Bay Champion Scholarship Fund, from which many of you have benefited. His selfless efforts working with Tanessa Klug to develop the scholarship led to real benefits for our Green Bay students and scholarships to defray the cost of medical school. Graduates, his impact on your training has been a very tangible one, although in his humility, you likely have not known his name. Our speaker and honorary doctorate recipient today is well known in the region. He served on many boards as an advisor both nationally and locally in banking, hospital administration, electrical transmission, the paper industry, industrial manufacturing, insurance, and many more. In the community, he's equally established, serving for many nonprofits in the region, names you'll know: Bell & Health, Green Bay Partners in Education, Chamber of Commerce, Manufacturers in Commerce, Downtown Green Bay, the YWCA. Really, his fingerprints are on many of the programs that make Green Bay a vibrant community. In honor of his service not only to the community of Green Bay, but specifically to the Medical College of Wisconsin Green Bay, it is my pleasure to present Larry Wires to you, President Raymond, as a worthy recipient of the Honorary Doctor of Humanities degree.
Thank you, Dean Hunsaker, and worthy indeed. Mr. Larry Wires, would you please come up? Thank you. Mr. Larry Wires, by virtue of the authority delegated to me by the Medical College of Wisconsin Board of Trustees, upon the recommendation of our Commencement Committee, and by action of our Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa.
Thank you, Matt and John. It's truly an honor for me to be here and a privilege to be associated with this successful medical school. Members of the graduating class, congratulations. We gather today to recognize your accomplishments, to celebrate with you, and to wish you well in your future endeavors. It is a time for celebration because each one of you has passed a major milestone in your career, and perhaps more than a major milestone, perhaps one of those lifelong goals or lifelong dreams. Got to get my glasses out here. It hasn't been easy, I'm sure. There have been many hours of studying, concerns about your own preparations, and probably a few self-doubts along the way. Am I really prepared for what's going to happen tomorrow? Do I really want to do this? Am I qualified to do this? Are all these other students in the class that much smarter than me? perhaps a few prayers along the way. Please don't let me be the only one who flunks this exam tomorrow. But you made it. And even with a pandemic surrounding you for the past 14 months, you made it. And we congratulate you. You are graduating at an opportune time, a time when the demand for your newly realized skills and knowledge are in great demand and probably at an all-time high. As many in our nation seek the advice, knowledge, and care of medical professionals, the pandemic has reminded all of us of the importance of our medical professionals. But even before the pandemic, the need for your services and knowledge was increasing. Perhaps because of the anxiety created by the rapid rate of change in our society. Perhaps by the more competitive world that we live in. And perhaps by the tragic violence which is so prevalent around the globe. And perhaps just because all of us are living longer, remaining active longer, and we're wearing out some of the parts of our bodies. Whatever the driving force, the demand for your newly acquired skills and knowledge is perhaps at an all-time high. You are graduating from a unique medical college on the cutting edge of medical education, largely due to the guiding influence of Matt Hunsaker and his staff, and support from John Raymond, President and CEO of MCW. We have a unique medical college here in Green Bay, with instruction leading to a degree in 3 years rather than 4, early introduction of students to clinical care, and taking advantage of many remote learning opportunities long before the rest of us decided to use Zoom and other electronic forms of communication. Green Bay is unique and successful, and you are about to become graduates of that program. Hopefully you will follow in the footsteps of your alma mater and experience the exhilaration of being on the cutting edge of your endeavors while creating something unique and beneficial for mankind. A few years back, when MCW announced they would establish a medical college in Green Bay, I wanted them to be successful. I believe the medical college in Green Bay might be the best thing that has happened to Green Bay since the Packers located here over 100 years ago. And I have often stated that fact. When asked to become a member of the Community Advisory Board, I gladly accepted because I wanted to do whatever I could to help make them successful. I wasn't sure I could even benefit the Community Advisory Board because it consists of a number of highly qualified and intelligent members from the medical and the educational professions, and a few of us with more general backgrounds. But I had a lot of community contacts since I had just recently retired as the CEO of Wisconsin Public Service, and I was lead director of the Green Bay Packers at the time. I was able to use those contacts to introduce Matt and many other members of the staff here to influential community leaders and help with their fundraising. You are graduating at a time when medical technology is advancing rapidly. As an example, the Consumer Technology Association reports the latest digital health innovations are raising the bar on precision, portability, and personalization. Treatment guided by genetic testing, wearable eye tracking, and an at-home concierge are advancements that are redefining care. Of course, there are many others. Because of your accomplishments to date, you have earned a ringside seat and the opportunity to be part of that advancement. You have options for how to apply your new knowledge and skills, and you can choose your role as a user and developer of the latest technology. You can also perhaps help explain it to your parents and some of us older folks who don't really understand all the things that you know now. I know our daughter is a research scientist in the medical world. She writes these papers anticipating they will be published, and then with great pride sends them to me and says, "Dad, give me your comments." I read them with interest, but after a few sentences, I haven't the slightest idea what she's talking about. So you will need to be interpreters for your patients and perhaps some of us older folks. And I remind you that as doctors, you will also need to develop your penmanship so that nobody can read it, although that may not be so important in the digital world. Your graduation comes with other options, and many of you have chosen some of them, but there will be others. For example, you have a choice in selecting a place to practice and live. Your profession is needed everywhere, in small and large urban and rural communities, overseas, in developing countries, and technology allows you to maintain contact wherever you are. Now, we hope that many of you will practice your skills in Wisconsin. If not immediately, at some time in your career, we hope you will return to Wisconsin to practice your medical skills. The world offers many challenges and opportunities for everyone, and especially for medical professionals. These challenges and opportunities can be exciting, rewarding, and enjoyable for you. Industry and business are challenged to provide healthy workforce at a reasonable cost, so they invest in preventative medicine and medical insurance. Policymakers want to ensure that medical care is safe, accessible to all, and reasonably priced. While third world countries seek the very basic components of medical care for their populace, you have the opportunity to confront the challenges faced by these groups, identify the required changes, and change the course of medical care for those groups. But the task is a formidable one. A guy named James Baldwin, an American novelist and playwright, reminds us that not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. I encourage you to take on the challenges, identify the opportunities, and be part of that change. It just might be exciting, rewarding, and very enjoyable for you. Medical care is an art and a science. Your clinical care training has enhanced your artistic abilities, but you must bond with science as you provide care to your patients. Be flexible, embrace the new medicines and techniques, learn about them, and always improve your knowledge and skills. When I graduated with an advanced degree in nuclear engineering a few decades ago, I was told that I had an estimated 11 years before my knowledge would be obsolete unless I continued to learn. They were right. It took about 10 or 11 years as my focus turned to business as opposed to engineering. When our son graduated with an electrical engineering degree about 30 years later, he was told he had 4 years before his knowledge would be obsolete. Now, I don't know what the statistics are for the medical profession, but I am sure it is similar. You must continue to learn and adapt to change. Bill Gates of Microsoft fame stresses the need to continue learning by reminding us that yesterday's answer has nothing to do with today's problem. The world is a complex and a competitive place, and we can all use a little help from time to time. Hopefully, your experience at MCW-Green Bay included support from your classmates, other students, faculty, administrators, community members, and perhaps others. I hope you felt part of a team and encourage you to work as a team as you practice medicine. Teamwork will be important to your success, well-being, and enjoyment. I once heard someone describe the medical profession as a caravan. We learn from those who came before us, we practice with what we know, and we must pass our knowledge and skills on to our successors. Medical care is best practiced as a big team effort. Now, part of your support may come from mentors, and you should take the time to develop and cultivate mentors. They can be very beneficial to you throughout life. These could be mentors for your personal or your professional lives. They could be parents or siblings, maybe not all the siblings, but some of them, friends, co-workers, bosses, or maybe just acquaintances. They may help you make better decisions. They may keep you out of trouble. They may provide another point of view, or they may make you more comfortable with your point of view. And your only investment in a mentor is to be open with them, listen, and respect their opinions. You must also embrace self-care. Now that may seem trivial and self-evident, but it will be easy for some of you to become overly involved and overworked. Emma Hudson, who is the associate news editor at LinkedIn News, reports, and I paraphrase, "The cult of overwork is leading to emotional and physical exhaustion for many. It has been with us since the 1950s, but has been exacerbated by the pandemic. Burnout, which was formally recognized in 2019 as an occupational phenomenon, is on the rise as employees everywhere are left without the normal boundaries separating work and home life. And I suggest that our cell phones and our computers had a lot to do with erasing those boundaries. You must ward off the cult of overwork because your patients and co-workers will want you joyful and upbeat every day. So you must take time to recharge often. When I first became CEO, I was at a meeting one day with several of my co-workers. I gave a short speech, and after the meeting was over, a young lady came up to me and asked me if there was something wrong. I said, "No, there's nothing wrong with me." The reason she asked, because I had not met up to her expectations of me that day. I said, "No, I'm just having a bad day." And she promptly said, "Larry, you are the CEO. You cannot have a bad day." She was right, and the same applies to you. As medical professionals, you must be at your best every day. Soon you will be the sentinels and guardians of your patient's health. Your diligence and skill in performing that obligation can be priceless to your patients and enjoyable for you. The pandemic we have just endured demonstrates this well, as we watched grieving families members as they witnessed the impact of this terrible disease, and caregivers confronting the disease with very cumbersome constraints. When moments like this occur, as medical professionals, you must be there alert, attentive, compassionate, and as knowledgeable as possible. Always remember the talents and knowledge you have, administered with compassion, are priceless to your patients, and properly administered can provide you with great satisfaction and the enjoyment that you did your best. Good luck to all of you as you embark on your medical careers. I will leave you with some general guidelines I've found useful in my career. Continue to learn throughout your life. Set your goals high. Embrace teamwork and public service. Cultivate mentors. And observe what is happening in the world around you. There's much going on in the world other than medical care, and you don't want to miss out on some of that. And finally, seek happiness. Based on recent experience, I would only add that if you confront an insurmountable obstacle, stay 6 feet away from everyone, wear a mask, wash your hands often, and get vaccinated. Now, let's take time to reflect on your accomplishments and celebrate this important milestone in your lives. Congratulations, thank you for your attention, and best wishes for your continuing success.
Thank you, Larry. And again, congratulations. Graduates, as I've reflected over the last few weeks preparing for this ceremony, I recalled the events of the past 3 years and have contemplated the tension and stress those events have added to each of your lives as medical students. Since you've been in Green Bay, you've been tested. Not only your knowledge and your growth professionally, but in your character, your determination, your ability to succeed. I'll not enumerate the pandemic any further. Perhaps humanity can soon turn the page and the pandemic will hopefully be in the rearview mirror soon. Beyond the challenges faced by all of humanity, each of you made sacrifices to be here. You missed time with families, you missed special occasions. You skipped that vacation with friends because you just had to be ready for the next exam. Some have had changes in relationships, some have lost parents, some grandparents, and even some mentors this year. Several of these important people cheered you on at the White Coat Ceremony, but they're no longer with us in this life, but only in memory and spirit. We remember them and honor them for their contribution to this day, their encouragement, their kind words, their unfailing love for you. I would include in that list the friends of this campus like Bernie Dolan, John Brusky, and others who left us in the community this year. They are others who've helped make MCW-Green Bay more accessible for you financially. Scholarships they funded helped you along the way, and it reminds us of their service not only in medicine, but to you as students. Graduates, through it all in your strength, you've reached this day with your head up, your shoulders back. Each of you on your own path. You're amazing. I'm privileged to watch you arrive, eager and excited at White Coat, just really glad to be here. I get to watch you grow as students and finally reaching this day where you become my peer. I've watched you work hard. Today we celebrate that, all of us. Those in the room, those who are online, and those patiently waiting outside the doors of this theater. You have the ingredients. What you make of your career depends on you. Each day, you'll be called on to make decisions and exercise good judgment in the patients you treat. I'm confident you'll show the way with honor, respect, and dignity. I would ask you clearly and directly in this moment to teach in the future as part of your practice. It is a tradition of medicine that ensures that the next generation receives guidance, counsel, and mentorship. The knowledge is always there, but it takes that moment where somebody pauses to teach you something you just don't understand. I would ask you as graduates of MCW Green Bay to be those kind of teachers. Teaching serves as evidence of our own dedication to medicine and humanity and to the generation who will care for us when we step away from the bedside. Physicians, teachers, and patients have invested in you, and I would ask you to honor them by doing the same in the future for all those who travel the journey of medical school. Graduates, I'm very proud of each and every one of you. It has been my distinct pleasure to work with you and watch you grow, as well as with Dr. Green and Dr. Henke, from the moment you arrive until this very important day. Congratulations, MCW Green Bay Class of 2021. We're very proud of you. I would like to invite Abudi Munir from the Class of 2021 to the podium to say a few words. Abudi.
Well, thank you to my classmates for selecting me to speak today. You know, this is a very incredible time for a lot of us, and as many of you know, Aaron Rodgers is also a fellow alumnus. Unfortunately, he was unable to be here today. He didn't respond to any of my direct messages on Twitter. Graduation is a very special time. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to reflect on our journey over the last few years, and to thank those in our lives for all of the help along the way. I can't believe how fast these last 3 years have gone by. It seems like yesterday we started this journey together studying for our first biochemistry quiz. It's been quite the adventure to get to this point, and I think we should really appreciate the many individualized paths it took to get here. We have an amazing variety of people with different skill sets, backgrounds, and personalities. It's made for such a unique class, and for that I'm very thankful, and I appreciate it. There are so many people that go through this medical school process. Applying is very tough and emotionally exhausting. All of us in this room needed a chance, and MCW-Green Bay was able to give us that opportunity to become future physicians and leaders in healthcare. Some would say it's terrifying to go to a newer campus in a small town in Wisconsin, and there's a lot of unknowns that go with that. What I can tell you about the students in this room is that they're all talented beyond belief, and they have a heck of a lot of grit. It takes a lot to go through what we go through in medical school, let alone in an accelerated program. We thank you so much because we're so lucky to have a strong foundational support system in this community. The Green Bay community has taken us in as one of their own, and they've done everything they can to make sure that we have as much opportunity to succeed. Thank you so much to the overwhelming number of preceptors that have been willing to work with our students, and the wonderful support staff at MCW Green Bay that have been able to work with us one-on-one and tailor our curriculum to our needs to meet our future goals. Without this, we wouldn't be here today. To the parents, partners, family, and friends, thank you for being there to support us through this journey. Thank you for repeatedly asking us about that weird rash on your arm, or asking if every time you coughed you had some weird respiratory illness. A little ironic this year. Thank you for being there when we needed to practice our physical exam skills, and being there after the multiple rounds of board exams, long and exhausting shifts, and heartbreaking Packer losses. Those ones were the worst. Thank you for your love through this demanding time. Medicine's a very demanding field. It takes a lot out of us. You miss birthdays, you miss dinners, you miss social events, but we do this because we truly care about the profession. Thank you for being there to help us through this time. Without you, none of this is possible. To my classmates, thank you for all the support. I've loved having such a small class size. It's been a great opportunity to get to know each and every single one of you over the last few years. We've had so many memories together, from anxiously sitting in 1098, 99, waiting for Tech Dan to give us the exam code, to all of the different events that we had, like kickball tournaments, Jeopardy nights. We've done so much together. We've gotten to know each other very well. You know, I appreciate all of these moments, and all these extracurricular activities, which were off MCW property. We've been so fortunate to receive this education, and I hope that each and every one of you finds fulfillment in their careers. I hope that our paths continue to cross in the future, and that everybody continues to have great success. We are a close-knit group, and we're forever going to be tied together as this generation, this class of 2021. I hope that we form lifelong partnerships. Thank you so much for all of your help throughout my journey, and it's been a pleasure to get to know each and every single one of you. So, let's announce it for the first time. Let's hear it for the class of 2021.
Thanks, Abudi. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. We simply could not have created MCW Green Bay without an enormous cadre of dedicated faculty members who believed not only in the mission of the campus, but in the promise inherent in each one of these students. We asked our class of 2021, and this year we're celebrating the class of 2020 as well, to nominate faculty members who felt they especially were inspired by and why they felt that they made such a contribution to their education. I can tell you we received many impassioned nominations, which makes selecting these awards incredibly difficult. Among that number of very talented people in the community who give of their time, their energy, their devotion to their patients, and in many ways open the doors of their practice. We have selected a few, and I would ask Jenna Lent, the former president of the Green Bay Medical Student Association, to come to the podium and present the 2020 and 2021 Teaching Awards. Jenna?
The Distinguished Clinical Faculty Award is presented annually by the MCW-Green Bay graduating medical students to a community physician who distinguishes himself or herself by exemplary teaching and serves as an exceptional role model for medical students. I am pleased to announce the 2021 Distinguished Clinical Faculty Award recipient is Dr. Jason Hoppy. I am also honored to announce the winner of the Distinguished Clinical Faculty Award recipient on behalf of the class of 2020 is Dr. Eric Winkle. Unfortunately, Dr. Winkle was unable to join us today. The Distinguished Basic Science Faculty Award is presented annually by the MCW-Green Bay graduating medical students to a faculty member who distinguishes himself or herself by exemplary teaching of the basic sciences and commitment to medical student education. All MCW faculty are eligible for this award regardless of campus. I am pleased to announce the 2021 Distinguished Basic Science Faculty Award recipient is Dr. Deborah Anderson. I am also honored to announce the winner of the Distinguished Basic Science Faculty Award recipient on the behalf of class of 2020 is Dr. David Ferguson. The Distinguished Contribution to Medical Education Award is presented annually by the MCW Green Bay graduating medical students to a member of the MCW Green Bay educational community whose impact on students transcends the classroom and who distinguishes himself or herself by surpassing expectation in his or her commitment to medical education and inspiration of future generations of physicians by participating in their medical education. I am pleased to announce the 2021 Distinguished Contribution to Medical Education Award recipient is Dr. Ralph Vardis.
Thank you all.
I am also honored to announce the winner of the Distinguished Contribution to Medical Education Award recipient on the behalf of class of 2020 is Dr. Jeffrey Cavlin. Unfortunately, Dr. Cavlin was unable to join us today. Congratulations to all the faculty award winners, and thank you to all our faculty who have spent countless hours preparing us for residency and beyond. Thank you.
We have elected to award the student awards during the graduation ceremony as we were not able to hold the graduation dinner this year. The faculty and staff of MCW-Green Bay have had the distinct pleasure of establishing many traditions in the past 3 years, building and graduating the initial classes. The development of our graduate awards has been no exception. In determining the categories in which we wanted to honor students, we looked to the mission of the campus, the values we aspire to instill in each of our graduates. And earlier this year, we asked the class of 2021, the current student body and faculty, to nominate students for a slate of awards. We are proud to award several members of the class of 2021 with these honors. These are tough decisions to make, as there were multiple members of each class who had outstanding achievements in each of these categories. We're proud of all of them. Without a doubt, they set the bar high for the classes that follow after them. Our first award is the Gothro Award for the promotion of mental wellness. In recognition of the importance of well-being in one's life, this award is presented annually to a graduating student at MCW-Green Bay who has demonstrated an outstanding commitment to the promotion of mental wellness in their peers or the community throughout their education. I am pleased to present the 2021 Gothro Award for the promotion of mental wellness to Brittany Plato. Please come up. The Excellence in Community Outreach Award is presented annually to a graduating student at MCW-Green Bay who has demonstrated outstanding commitment to the populations of Northeast Wisconsin. Examples of this commitment may include outreach projects, volunteerism, scholarship, and work in the community. This award recognizes MCW-Green Bay's mission of training physicians who are not only healthcare professionals, but also leaders in the communities in which they practice and serve. The 2021 Excellence in Community Outreach Award goes to Greta Schmidt. The Excellence in Professionalism and Leadership Award is presented to the graduating student who has demonstrated exceptional professionalism and leadership, even in times of challenge. This award reinforces MCW-Green Bay's commitment to training physicians who exhibit compassion and grace, even under pressure, and who willingly and selflessly rise to the occasion when leadership opportunities arise. The 2021 Excellence in Professionalism and Leadership Award goes to Jenna Lent. The Excellence in Humanism Award is presented to a graduating student who has distinguished himself or herself in providing compassionate patient care and exhibiting an excellent bedside manner. The award reinforces MCW's commitment to training physicians dedicated to building caring, trusting, and collaborative relationships with their patients. The 2021 Excellence in Humanism Award goes to Lauren Pavlik. The Excellence in Mentorship Award is presented annually by the student body to a graduating student in recognition of extraordinary efforts in teaching and guidance to his or her colleagues in the basic sciences and/or the clinical rotations. The award reinforces commitment to training students who are dedicated to education, working with their peers, and furthering future generations of physicians. The unanimously voted winner of the award this year, Excellence in Mentorship Award, goes to Tanner Cord. There are some awards that are given out earlier in the year for Alpha Omega Alpha, Gold Humanism Honor Society, and the MCW-Green Bay Founding Campus Dean Award, the Hiram Benjamin Award in Anatomy. I would like to recognize the students who received those awards. I would ask the students to please stand as I call their name. The Gold Humanism Honor Society recognizes individuals who are exemplars of humanistic patient care and who can serve as role models, mentors, and leaders in medicine. Students selected for this honor are nominated by their peers and selected by a committee of the faculty. Tanner Court, Jenna Lent, Sarah Matlow, and Lauren Pavlik. Members of the Wisconsin Beta Chapter of the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society have achieved scholastic excellence and earned the approval of members of the faculty and student body for qualities of integrity, leadership, compassion, and fairness. Celebrating its 119th year, Alpha Omega Alpha holds a position of honor and respect in the medical world for furtherance of scholarship, research, and encouragement of high standards of character and conduct among medical students and physicians. I would ask the inducted members to stand and be recognized. Jenna Lent, Sean O'Neill, and Shelby Van Rossum. Presented by the Walter Zeit Fellowship is the MCW-Green Bay Founding Campus Dean Award, named in my honor. It is presented annually to a student at MCW-Green Bay to recognize their dedication and service to the MCW community. The award is made possible by contributions from the Walter Zeit Fellowship, MCW's premier donor recognition society. I would ask the student to stand and be recognized who is this year's award recipient, Sean O'Neill. The Hiram Benjamin Award in Anatomy is given annually by the faculty members in the Department of Cell Biology, Neurobiology, and Anatomy to a med student who achieves a high level of scholarship in anatomy. It honors the late Hiram Benjamin, who was a scientist, surgeon in the anatomy department faculty, and he is an alumnus of MCW. For many years, he shared his enthusiasm for applied anatomy, scientific investigation, and his passion with the students of this institution. I would ask Jenna to please stand and be recognized as the award recipient. Our final award is the Outstanding Graduate. It is the award that is presented annually to the student who has consistently displayed superior qualities of leadership, loyalty, selfless service, initiative, and compassion toward his or her peers and their patients in the MCW community. They must have an ability to recognize humor in his or her life. The recipient should have demonstrated excellence in the fields of ethics, medicine, and community engagement, and is considered to be the outstanding candidate for the degree of Doctorate of Medicine among a field of outstanding students. The 2020 Outstanding Graduate is Sean O'Neill. Please come forward. And now the part that you've been waiting for. The reason we're assembled here to recognize you for the completion of your studies as you move forward in your careers. At this time, I would ask the candidates for the degree of medicine to please stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me MCW's medical school oath. As a member of the medical profession, I pledge to dedicate myself to the service of humanity through the art and science of medicine. The health and well-being of my patients will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patients. I will value the individuality of my patients and care for all of them to the best of my ability. I will safeguard the confidentiality of my patients. I will practice my profession with conscience, integrity, and in accordance with the medical standards. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the community and the improvement of health care. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities so that I am able to provide the best care for my patients. I will engage in honest self-reflection upon my character, acknowledging both my strengths and limitations. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights or civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Please remain standing for the conferral of your degree. President Raymond, please join me at the podium as I present these candidates to you for the degree Doctor of Medicine.
Thank you, Dean Hunziker. Candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, by the authority delegated to me by the Medical College of Wisconsin Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Medicine and pronounce you now graduates of the Medical College of Wisconsin. Graduates, please come forward to receive your academic hoods and your diplomas, and congratulations.
Graduates, as I call your name, please proceed to the center stage to be hooded by Dr. Hunsaker and Dr. Green. After your hooding, please proceed across the stage to President Raymond to accept your diploma. Dr. Megan Carney. Dr. Reed Calling. Dr. Tanner Court. Dr. Emily Gunnering. Dr. Andrew Jarzen. Dr. Jenna Lent. Dr. Sarah Matlube. Dr. Connor McCarthy. Dr. Emma Meets. Dr. Abudi Munir. Dr. Sean O'Neill. Dr. Lauren Pavlik. Dr. Ryan Pitney. Dr. Brittany Plato. Dr. Greta Schmidt. Dr. Shelby Van Rossum. Dr. Jessica Warfuel. We also would like to recognize those graduates unable to join us in person today. Dr. Feyru Abu Hamdan, Dr. Osaid Assad, and Dr. Angela Smet. Congratulations, graduates.
Congratulations, graduates. We're very proud of you. We're very excited for your futures. I would now like to invite MCW alum and faculty member, Dr. Matthew Wheeler, to the podium for the faculty charge.
Class of 21, doctors, well done. This has not been easy. Thank you, Dean Hunsaker, for the joy and privilege of coming back to this beautiful campus to speak with you. I miss it. I miss the people. I'm sure you guys have too. Dean Hunsaker, I told you something 3 years ago when I stood up here and you conferred upon me my degree. And I said, thank you for being our pilot on this journey. I say that again to you today. Thank you for being the pilot through this storm. Sometimes you need to fly by your instruments, but sometimes you just need to know and trust your experience and instinct and know that, yes, there is an airfield down there. You have seen these students through. Now, us MCW-Green Bay folk don't get to work with a lot of residents. I remember being in your shoes a few years ago, wondering if I'd make it, if I had the chops. And the senior resident on my rotation down in Appleton, where I've spent the last 3 years, told me the same thing I'm going to confidently tell you now. You've got this. You're ready. You have what it takes. Then July 1st comes around, and you get singled out to start on nights in the hospital. I think the last time I talked with you guys as a class was at your white coat ceremony. I was in just that scenario. Nights, one other doctor in the house, and that guy slept really hard. You had to bang on his door to get him awake, and those words were echoing between each thud on the door. You've got this. Did I really? Silence and doubt creep in together, hand in hand, in those moments. But right along with it comes opportunity. You're going to have lots of new opportunities in the next few months. And I wanted to share with you a few ways to handle those opportunities. Class of 2021, today marks a significant transition for you. From this point on, everything is going to change. Those two little meaningful letters that get attached to the end of your name. Along with that, though, hopefully your measures of success are going to look very different. It is no longer enough to have knowledge. Now you are going to be relied upon, not for test scores, but for your ability to communicate and relate in those most challenging of situations. Be known for your humanity. It is no longer enough to smile and tell attendings that this is the greatest rotation you've ever had, when hoping they don't notice the facial tic that says you're dying inside. Now you're going to be allowed to take your skills to the next level or to let them stagnate. Be known for your eagerness. It is no longer enough to work the hardest, study the most, and be the best you can be. Now you are going to be asked to help others be the best they can be. That means going the extra mile for patients who are hurting and vulnerable, and for your colleagues too. Be known for your generosity. It is no longer enough to just hold yourself accountable to the standards you would wish to see in your own physician. Now you enter into that most unique profession that has been entrusted to oversee the practice of its own members, holding life and death in their very hands. Be known for putting patient safety above all else, even if it means confronting a peer. And remember that we are all your peers now. It is no longer enough to know the obscure answers at a drop of a hat. Now you are going to be faced with perplexing situations that no textbook has an answer for. Be known for your curiosity and your humility. It is no longer enough to nod your head and say the answer that's expected of you. Now you are going to be faced with high-stakes moments where you are going to be asked to repeat dogma, fall in line, and not use your mind as a scientist who is willing to question everything in the pursuit of truth. Be known for your authenticity. It's no longer enough to continue this 3-year unending cycle of frantic cramming followed by a condensed recovery period just in time to start cramming again. Today is the first day of the rest of your profession. There will be ebbs and flows. Be known for your steady ability, physician, to heal yourself. For only then can you truly heal others. When I was asked by Dean Hunsaker to address you and give the faculty charge, these were a few of the thoughts that came to mind. But this final charge is tied into that interesting word, faculty. When he invited me, this was news to me that I'm faculty. I had no idea. This is another of the many roles that all residents are asked to take upon themselves and which you shortly will take upon yourselves. As a resident physician, you will be expected to continue the tradition that has been passed down from Hippocrates straight through to many of the doctors who are here with us today. These physicians have proudly given of their time and their knowledge for your education. Now, in reality, I'm definitely still a learner, just like you, a scant 3 years down the same road you are on. Thank you, students, for putting up with me and all my quirks, as some of you worked with me. You were one of the many bright spots in my days. And one of the things I learned from working with you is that even if you don't know what's going on, which still happens to me a lot, even if you don't have the answer, and even if you aren't the smartest person in the room, you still have something to teach, some little nugget of knowledge or insight or even just an attitude that you can pass along. You have all been given so much. These last several years are proof of that. It is time to share what you have been given. We, the faculty of MCW-Green Bay, are here today to charge you with that responsibility. Teach. Learn to teach. Love to teach. And you will always have a passion for your profession. And then you too will join in that great lineage of physician educators from which you have sprung. Class of 2021, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Wheeler. I always appreciate your willingness to help. Congratulations, doctors. We come to the moment. I know that outside these walls are the people who mean the most to you in this life, and I want you to be able to share the day with them as they properly deserve. We have conferred on you today the title and degree of physician. We've told you our expectations, and now we launch you into the world so that you can help and care for others. We've been witnesses to the ceremony honoring your success thus far, and I'm excited to hear of all of your accomplishments in the future. Graduates, again, I am very proud of each and every one of you. It's been a distinct pleasure to be a part of that journey. You'll always remain a part of the family here at MCW-Green Bay, and you are always welcome here. On behalf of a grateful MCW and a proud Green Bay community, congratulations and enjoy the day. Dr. Henke, I would ask you to lead the recessional.